So this one's rich. One of the things that has come out of the, this idea that, people the likes of Alex Jones, Donald Trump, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, the whole liberty freedom movement is a Russian operation, is they're saying that calls to abolish the Federal Reserve or to reform the Federal Reserve it's part of the Russian agenda. So, and they're saying that it would destabilize our financial industry. Now, it is true that that will cause disruptions, but I can't think of anything that's more pro-American than to get rid of a globalist institution that is transferring wealth from the working people to the government and to the big financial institutions that benefit from the inflation, that benefits from the debasement of our currency. So, so now to be free market, to believe in freedom, like freedom is a Russian propaganda stunt. Can you imagine that? Imagine telling somebody this 40 years ago, when it was the Soviet Union, in the mid 1980s. And the Soviet Union was the face of communism, was the face of authoritarianism. Oh, but Russia is more, is the country, is the political entity that's pushing capitalism. Well, that certainly doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense today. Russia is not a capitalistic country. It does not push for free market. It doesn't want, even let's say if you're a Russian hardliner, and you wanted to expand back in the Soviet Union, you want a weak America. America that doesn't have the parasitic institutions that we have. Now, if it was a free market institution, it was a free market system, it would be a much stronger country. We would have rising birth rates because the cost of living would drop. We wouldn't have all this propaganda being spewed out everywhere. And again, that would raise the birth rates. You would have a bigger population, a bigger army. You would have more minds, people working, but also more minds, people collaborating. You would have more in, research and development. You would have research and development being directed in private hands as opposed to the government. I don't know how to say it appropriately in a video, basically just letting it go to the wind. So it is absolutely absurd that the freedom movement is Russian propaganda. I know that you know this, but you got to understand there's a lot of people that think like this because they don't understand what freedom is or what capitalism is or how they don't have a historical understanding about that capitalism is the best political system and that the government controls and this relationship between corporation and state is just like kneecapping humanity. It's shooting United States in both feet, and it's really hampering the development of humanity as a whole. So when somebody says that abolishing the Federal Reserve or a move to abolish the Federal Reserve is part of the Russian agenda, it's humorous and take it as such.